should be held responsible because the police officers, the good ones, as they say, they don't testify against them. So they're all bad. If you're a part of that gang, you need to quit your job.
Wow, a slap in the face to law enforcement just days after an NYPD cop was killed in cold blood, who, by the way, was African American. Hundreds descended upon the streets of Midtown Manhattan to march against cops and even chant expletives for those who protect and serve, and were protecting them on that day, too.
Why do they shoot at me?
People can say it's a hoax or it's just like the flu. But when you look in someone's eyes who's fighting it with everything they've got, you believe. When you look into the eyes of the woman who is the pillar of your family, the strongest woman you know, and it has taken her down, you believe. And when you have to take calls outside to get information because you feel helpless and you just need information, but you don't want to scare your kids and you don't want them to hear, you believe. And when you don't sleep for 14 days, the 2 weeks it says it takes to get out of their system, you believe. And when it's finally over and she is safe and you exhale, you hope everyone believes, because it's real.
The scariest virus for me is one we're still not really dealing with. I mean, COVID was scary, but we got a handle on that now. At least we know what to do. We understand what we're fighting. We've acknowledged it. We can deal with it. It's not institutionalized racism, because now more than ever, everybody acknowledges that it exists, not just Black people. Cell phone cameras have changed everything. Hard to disagree. It's hard to say, no, why do you guys racialize everything? Guys, you're exaggerating, it's not that bad. It's hard for the majority culture to say that when they can see what's happening. And that's why I'm actually so encouraged to see so many people other than Black people marching this time. That everybody is horrified and offended by what happened to Ahmaud Arbery, to Breonna Taylor, to George Floyd. That's great. But for me, the scariest monster, the scariest virus, unconscious racism. The most frightening video I've seen in a long time, Amy Cooper, that white woman in Central Park who called the police on Christian Cooper for committing the offense of being Black while bird watching. He calmly and politely asked that woman to leash her dog, which she acknowledged she should have done, that was the law. There were signs posted everywhere. And what did she do? She immediately racialized the incident and weaponized the New York City Police Department. A police department, by the way, that doesn't have the best track record when it comes to civil rights. And she unleashed them on him. I mean, what did she hope would happen? When she called the police and said, an African-American man is threatening me. When she upped it a notch and said, come, this man is threatening me, hurry. What did she hope would happen? And what's scary is, people found out that Amy Cooper, not a Trump supporter, not a Make America Great Again person, she is a liberal Democrat who gave money to Pete Buttigieg and President Barack Obama. Amy Cooper is the first person who would say to Black, Indigenous, and people of color, I am your ally, I am your friend. And that's what scares me. I mean, how can you fight an enemy, not only who's invisible, like coronavirus or institutionalized racism, but how can you fight an enemy who professes to be your friend, who stands beside you, who puts their hand out for you until you cross them, and then who will turn around and stab you in the back. How do you fight against that?
Okay, everyone. Whoever wants to see this right now, you don't really want to see me, but it's crazy down here, and it's sad, and I don't know, I have a lot of feelings about all of this. So the one thing that's really beautiful is all the people down here right now. I just went past a bunch of groups, but you can see, I mean, I'm just on one street. I haven't even hit the promenade area yet. And everybody, we're all just cleaning up. We're scrubbing up the graffiti. You know, it's sad. It's sad why everything is happening. It's sad that it is. Here's one store that got ransacked. Just destroyed. And this is nothing compared to anything else that we're experiencing. I don't even know. I don't even know. You can walk in, you can see things. Again, the beautiful thing is the people here. The people here that are cleaning up and coming together. The people that were protesting, they came back. Some icons here, the Sushi and Sake, which has been such an icon. The jewelry store. But here's a beautiful thing again, right over here. I haven't, I'm just sharing this shit. I haven't processed anything that's happened in LA the past couple days, and I don't even know if you guys can hear me or not. But this is what we have, and it's a lot. It's a lot right now.
I'm a liberal white fella, and I am facing a reckoning. It's like whatever God there is stopped the world with this global pandemic and said, okay, enough. It's time to listen and grieve and change. It's like the Egyptian plagues in the Old Testament. The first of our current plagues might be the idiot in chief and his administration coming to power. The second might be the coronavirus itself. And the third, the murder of George Floyd and the violence that's erupted at the protests against racism. I'm waiting for the plague of locusts. But the oldest of the plagues is racism. It's nothing new. I like to think that my mind and my capacity for empathy skew me towards the right side of history, the good side, the inclusive side. I wasn't aware of what white privilege was in a real way until about 9 years ago. You know why? Because I didn't have to be aware of it. I didn't have to be aware that I didn't have to fear asking authority figures certain questions. I didn't have to be aware that I walked into a room and claimed space without a second thought. I didn't have to be aware that I walked into a restaurant or a store or hailed a cab and I always expected respect and good service. I took it for granted that a policeman would be professional and courteous and helpful to me. And that 9 times out of 10 they were. Those kind of things just were. I wasn't aware that I was taught to fear black men. However covertly or overtly. I am aware that there is a grain of suspicion that rises in me whenever I encounter one. Will they hurt me? Do they want something from me? Will they take something from me? Do they hate me? Do they like me? I want them to like me. I want them to think that I'm non-threatening and on their side, that I get it, that I'm woke. But do I? And am I? And the answer is, I don't always. And I'm not always. But I want to do better. I choose to do better. You know, politicians talk about racial tolerance. We should tolerate each other. I don't want to tolerate people of color. I don't want to tolerate diversity. Fuck tolerance. Tolerance is what you use to survive a visit to the dentist. I want to love. You don't look at a field of multicolored flowers and go, I'm tolerating this field of flowers. No, you look at it and you go, aren't they beautiful? I have friends of color, and I love them. Does that make me a self-congratulatory white liberal? So be it. It's better than the alternative.
Who knew this year would include remote COVID-19 instruction and global protests? That my love for the theater and you would be condensed into a quarantined black box? That my role of a lifetime would be trying to create meaningful moments in Zoom rooms? Who knew your classroom would become your closet, your car, an outside patio, a homeless shelter? And your teacher a face in a virtual space? Or an understudy hidden underneath online assignments designed to keep you connected to me, if you had Wi-Fi that day. I lost some of you along the way, and for that I am sorry. This is not what you signed up for. And I hope we meet again someday in the proscenium of our imaginations, the thrusts of our dreams, the arena of humanity in real time at a theater in LA. I hear the stage manager of my mind shout places. And there you are in the wings. The students that got cast in an absurd and tragic theater piece. A racist pandemic. A virus of the worst kind. Violent images of modern-day lynchings flood your screens, interfere with your dreams. We all want to scream. We are standing on the world stage, breaking through fourth walls and 400 years of rage, pain, grief, hope. And against all odds and evens, we are being called to action. I hear you say, I can't breathe. And with stage fright and butterflies in your belly, you step out of the wings and into your light. Not all the time, not each class, nope, wasn't possible. You are just a student trying to get by in a world releasing a collective sigh. There are no entrances and exits in this play. We are here to stay. I hear places. And you keep showing up to this performance of a lifetime. Each class, we start with breath. And we end with breath. One-word chat check-ins, words filled with the weight of a Shakespearean soliloquy, or a Luis Alfaro Greek tragedy. You, student in a word, expressed yourself like a Beckett stage direction shielded in a Commedia dell'arte mask. You took the stage, occupied your space, delivered yourselves with resilience and brilliance. Take a bow, students. You are a 5-star review, a standing ovation, an A+ performance. You are your ancestors' wildest dreams. I hear places. Black Lives Matter.
And life ain't nothing less than a dream. I mean, even the change we seeking ain't what it seems. Strange fruit juice still leaking from the leaves, but drink. Cause the pain could kill you or keep you keen. But keep dreaming. I mean, they keep beating, and we keep clinging and hopes enough to defeat demons. I mean, I try and I try, but I can't see it. Like, why we dying for striving to break even? If there's a guy in the sky, he ain't speaking. They say my faith weak, and I'm saying I can't keep it. If change is something you can't outrun, how come X marks the spot that hit Malcolm? I had a dream, a peasant knocked the king off a balcony. Same shit, different day, similar fucking outcome. We've been on this beaten path since the Middle Passage. What am I doing? We ain't ready for change. Y'all ain't ready for revolution. We just sitting around waiting for another fucking hashtag.
Hello everyone, I am coming to you from Armenia, and I would like to say, please wash your hands, wear your masks, stay home. Please. I don't want to see you people get sick. And I want to party during the summer, please. I need everything to open up. I need my favorite kebab shop to open up so I can sit down, see these beautiful hairy men cooking the most delicious meat I've ever tasted. Please.
I have asthma, so if I catch this thing, it will kill me. Every time I have to grab my inhaler, I'm thinking, do I have it? My asthma is getting worse because of the heat. And not to mention, the Rona is targeting people with respiratory disease. Now on top of everything, they killed George Floyd. And now there is rioting all over the country. And to make things worse, curfews are set. So don't get caught slipping. I jump in my car to see what's going on, and I see hundreds, no, thousands of people not wearing masks. So I don't wait for curfew. I take my ass home. I need to start stocking up on inhalers because it's getting crazy out there.
It's been 3 months and there's no sign the situation will improve. So why would you even go out there? Can't you see people all over the world are dying? I understand people are uprising because of a senseless killing. I get it. But what I also see is another peak coming because they're out there being stupid, like you said, not wearing masks. But the mask doesn't protect us from those with the virus, so what good is it? There is a problem with the facts delivered. Social distancing don't mean shit to some people.
Oh man. I'm considered an essential. The front line is forced to work day and night as a savior to humanity. Always scared of bringing home something that may harm my family. Surrounded by hundreds of people coming in with something new, something deadly. If there's a peak coming, like you say, I don't know if I can continue working or help anyone but my family. There were people stacked along the walls when this first hit. I can't see that again. People are out there because they're angry. Okay, but please, be smart.
Hey, what's up, fool? I tried to go out. I put on my mask, I put on my pinchy gloves, shoe. I was ready to get up in someone's face. Then my squinkle-ass little sister said I look like I'm about to rob someone. And the police? Shoot, they'll probably stop me before I reach the end of the neighborhood. That's real. You go out, you can be arrested. You can be killed too. A statistic. Like George. Like Trayvon. Like Ahmad, like the Charleston 9. But what am I supposed to do, fool? I can't play Madden no more. You know I don't fuck with Netflix. This is exactly what I needed, fool. Something inspiring. The hate out here is real, man. George wasn't the first. And he won't be the last. So I'm torn. Do I go protest and risk police retaliation? Or do I stay here? Mad as fuck. Nah. I'ma show out. Oh, and Ice? We're coming for you next, fool.
I don't know why you're mad. Those people out there rioting, they should be ashamed of themselves. And that George fella, he was pushing counterfeit money. I mean, the only reason he's dead is because after he did his dirty work, he sat in his car across the street until the cops arrived. I mean, what was he doing, rejoicing? Who commits a crime and then stay on the scene? That doesn't make any sense. And on the virus, I don't believe it's that serious. You have some states that haven't lost 100 people. You close down a whole damn state and you haven't lost 100 people. I mean, that's the injustice, not some criminal. We need to open back up and build up our immunity. Maybe that's a good reason why everybody's out in the street.
How am I supposed to do well in my outline classes? I put a sign on my door. I told them to knock. When I'm on a Zoom, my family just jumps in the frame like they're some Hollywood stars and it's the Oscars.
Stats I heard is that it'll be another 2 or 3 years before a vaccine. The projections of death go up weekly. I laughed when they said 60,000 by August. We're already at 100,000. That person said they fear another peak coming. We haven't even had the first peak. I haven't been out in 46 days. I'm scared. Outside my window, I see people walking around like it doesn't exist. My neighbors, they talk to each other like it's all okay. Okay. And now these fools want to riot.
Martin Luther King said a riot is the voice of the unheard. With all these recent killings, I'm surprised that it didn't happen sooner. I guess the fact that we've been trapped inside is what made the protesters react and jump out there and take over the streets. It's tough now going on.
Look, and speaking of stupid, you see how they were acting that holiday weekend in the Ozarks? They were partying like there never was a corona. No shirts, no masks, screaming, hollering, spitting. Shit, I turned the TV off. They don't want to catch it through the screen. And I feel the same way about all this rioting. Look, stay home. We get it. The world knows now. People, this COVID-19 killer is still in the air. I was convinced when they said stay 6 feet away, and you can get it from a cough or a sneeze. Did you know that a sneeze travels 100 miles per hour and fills up 2,000 square feet? Shit, I woke up this morning sneezing and was scared. I'm not letting anyone in my house.
I don't have a problem with the protest, but I do have a problem with looting, with burning down stores in your own community, taking your anger out on innocent people who had nothing to do with it. People who worked their entire life for a business to see it burn down with no insurance. What point does that prove? I'm gonna be honest. When I saw whites out there protesting for this cause, I got excited. That's what has to happen if there's going to be change. But I did not like them hitting CNN. No, 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 no. They're the ones trying to give us the truth. Don't hit them. Sometimes I think some of the ones causing these riots can care less about the cause. They're just agitators, instigators, fueling the fire.
That's right. They don't care. And it's only getting worse. There's already proof of some Antifa group with a different agenda causing most of the damage. We came here with a peaceful plan. I was out there in the front, and I didn't care about any coronavirus. I was like the lady who said, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. Now, the majority of us had on masks, and I only took mine off when I needed to be heard, when I needed to talk about systemic racism. It's nothing new. It's been around for 400 years. This country is a man in a White House who has openly made claims of being a white nationalist. Now, with the actions we have seen from him in the last few years, he might as well have said, I support white supremacy. What the world is seeing right now is racism doesn't just live in the South. It lives wherever a black man goes in America. Just like being pulled over by the cops. And that's everywhere. Just because he was black. Just because he was in the driver's seat of a car and he was black. Psst. That shit has to stop. It ain't right.
That guy who mentioned that there wouldn't be a cure for 2 to 3 years is full of shit. Best believe Big Money Pharma's gonna have something before the year is out. Only problem is, it's gonna be so expensive, none of us could afford it. The whole fucking pandemic really fucked the world up. Even for me, I'm gaining weight. I have all these extra pounds, and with all these symptoms, headaches, diarrhea, shortness of breath, I don't know if I have COVID-19 or if I'm just fat. It's hot. I live in a house with no AC. It's irritating, it's draining. It smells like swamp ass every day by 10 a.m. and I'm already fucking used to it. And yeah, the virus is bad, and now we have to worry about these damn murder hornets. These big motherfuckers. I didn't even know where they came from. Africa? Asia? Who the fuck knows? Costa Rica? Such a world we live in.
If anything comes through that door, no matter who or what it is, they're gonna have problems. I'm not taking in no prisoners. I've been waiting for this moment. I stopped watching the news months ago. If the TV goes on, it's to look at all my Rambo DVDs. Those are like my workout videos. That's how I get my mind right. Pumped up over anything. Rioters, looters. Shit, I'm whooping everybody's ass, even killer bees. Who do they think they are, the Wu-Tang Clan? Shit, you've been warned. This is Compton, fool.
In America, we need more prayer, not less. Thank you very much. Thank you.
What we really need is Obama back. He stopped Ebola. That was in Africa, and nothing was scarier than that. He had the team all set up to handle something like this crisis. And what did Trump do? He fired the whole team, said it wasn't needed. Trump isn't needed now. Now we're over 100,000. And that's before it comes back in the fall. Stronger, mutated. It's all this talk of opening up the country that got these people moving around crazy out here. Let me know which country is not opening up. That's where I want to be. The problem is flying to get there. I'm never getting on another plane. Shaking hands? No, I will not. Hugging? That is definitely out.
Ma'am, I don't know why all these people are so eager to get out. I can literally stay in my house for the next 3 years. All I really need is food. And this whole distance education thing, I'm really feeling it right now. I work at my own pace. I don't have to see my classmates or my teachers as much. Because, you know, they can get annoying. You know, rumor has it, the whole corona thing, it's fake. They're just tricking us.
This pandemic has been showing how selfish some people truly are. Nobody wants to stay home. Toilet paper, food, water, baking stuff, home decor items, and anything else you can think of is being swiped off the shelves like there'll be no tomorrow. I mean, companies might just be taking the toilet paper as the new payment. Who got the imported paper? Who got the imported paper? For all we know, this whole thing could be set up by the government to shock us with something even more bigger. Like UFOs.
I keep hearing noises outside. Hello? Is anybody there? What should I do? Should I go outside? I looked out the window and I heard people scream, but I don't see anyone. Hello? Is this all in my head? Can anybody hear me? What should I do? You know, you may be right what they say about UFOs, because where have all the people gone?
They're out there rioting and looting like animals. And I don't believe in spaceships, but I love my president. He's the most powerful man in the world. Everybody's saying he didn't act out there soon enough. Well, what was he supposed to do? He stopped flights from China almost immediately. China needs to pay for bringing this whore on our land. These rioters better get their shit together, because he's already warned them. If they keep on looting, he's gonna be shooting. My grandpappy may have been half Mexican, but I followed in Mommy's footsteps, married into a better life. Tell you one thing, money sure does seem to make America feel great again. Now, where I don't agree with him, if they're about to have sports with no fan, that tells me we're not supposed to be back out there yet. We love our baseball. Go Yukon Huskies. So, if they ask me if I'm ready to go back out there, I'll say I'm a fan. So no.
Looking back at these past 3 months, I can't
help but see that there's some kind of cosmic energy screaming desperately for humanity to change. From racism to police brutality and COVID-19, I've seen it bring out the best and the worst of the human psyche. It's maddening that 2 times within the span of a few years, we bore witness to a man of my kind's life snuffed out of him as he pleaded, "I can't breathe." There are many more that fell victim to police than I care to list. We are watching as American society holds a mirror to her face, hoping she scrubs free the dirt and the grime accumulated over time. Or maybe she just may not want to shower just yet. The world also must look at ourselves. When we locked ourselves up in quarantine, the sky in my city was a lot clearer. You could see the bottom of the Venice Canal. The dolphins came out to visit like, hey, this is nice. When the protests stop and the people go back to their jobs, will we stand by and watch as the pollution rises again and Mother Nature pleads, "I can't breathe"? Will we keep working until Black people are truly free? Will we finally expand our imaginations to build a world fit for our children and our children's children's children, where all people are cared for and we recognize the sacredness of all life?
I am a straight, white, Christian-raised male. I did not choose this. I was born into a body that is white, straight, male, and raised by Christian parents. By these facts in America, I was born into a life of privilege. And if you disagree with that, then you are in denial. A vast majority of all of my political leaders throughout my entire life have been white, straight, Christian, and male, or let's just say Wiscoms. An even greater amount of my economic leaders are Wiscoms. We Wiscoms run America. We always have, and to be honest, we will always want to. I mean, why wouldn't we? Being white, straight, Christian raised, and male in America is pretty sweet. But here's the problem. With that privilege comes power, and anyone who has power protects it. We have a seat at a table. We don't want anyone else to join us, unless it's with our permission. We will sacrifice anything to keep this power for ourselves, for our family, our friends, and especially anyone who's like us. I didn't realize this until later, although there's a lot I didn't realize growing up in rural Minnesota. I mean, the biggest difference between people there was if you were Catholic, Lutheran, Baptist, or Methodist. It wasn't until I started getting introduced to shows like Good Times, Webster, Different Strokes, that I learned about racial inequality. And to this day, I'm grateful for those shows, for expanding my awareness, but I'm disappointed that I had to learn about systemic oppression from a TV show rather than my own village. Being a Wiscom, I had a seat at this table, right? Just waiting for me. No problems for you, sir. Have a seat. I mean, I had problems. I had acne that crippled my self-esteem. My family was middle class, so we couldn't always get what we maybe wanted. Those were my problems, and they were huge to me because I didn't know anything else, and I still don't. I mean, this existence is still the only one that I will ever know, but it is not the only existence that I will try to understand. See, I'll never know what it's like to be a non-white American walking into a store only to be watched every second, or non-heterosexual in a community where I could not openly express my love to my partner, or a non-Christian trying to explain to their child why so many of our national holidays seem to be centered on one particular belief, but don't include ours, or the fear of walking through a parking garage at night alone. There are 3 things us Wiscoms really hate: differences, change, and being told that we are the problem. So, as a Wiscom, let me be clear. If you are white, straight, Christian raised, and male in America, you are not oppressed. You have never been systemically oppressed. In fact, that makes us the oppressors. And I was born in Wiscombe, but I choose to leave the table so that another may sit and eat and be full, so that another may experience privilege and feel safe. And I have no idea how to do this, but it is no one else's problem except for mine. And some may say, no, stay. There should be a room enough at the table for all. And there should be. And maybe there can be. But not right now and not for a while. I'm not afraid. Maybe I should be. But I have faith in humanity. But that humanity starts with me. We have to try to understand all perspectives, not just the one we're born into. That is compassion. It is not always comfortable. I choose to leave the table. Can you?
I can't breathe. You hear these words? I can't breathe. The innocent die when they can't breathe. When they're shut off from life, calling for their mama. My Aunt Edgy used to say, God don't like us. You hear these words? Hear this truth. God don't like ugly. George Floyd sitting in his car. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Trayvon Martin walking home and it wasn't very far. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Ahmaud Arbery out on a jog. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Stephon Clark in grandmama's backyard. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Oh, I can't breathe. 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 Breonna Taylor, they busted in a house. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Freddie Gray was just carrying a knife. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Yvonne Smallwood, cash in a check. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Ayanna Jones was sleeping in a bed. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Oh, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Jordan Davis, I can't breathe. Randy Evans, I can't breathe. Natasha Harlan, I can't breathe. Alton Sterling, I can't breathe. Eric Gardner, I can't breathe. Sandra Bland, I can't breathe. The Charleston Nine, I can't breathe. The innocent die.